Alright, so first start by removing the front wheel. This is brake chains for 2015 and 2020 Cadillac Escalade. This car has 80,000 miles on it, by the way. Starting to get some steering wheel wobble when I brake. I figure the rotors are warped. These, I did change these myself at 40,000 miles. These are Bosch Quiet Casts. I'm going to try to go get them resurfaced, but for now I'm changing them out to the Powerstop Evolution. Slotted and drilled brake rotors and brake pads, carbon ceramic brake pads. So. I don't know if you can see it, but look how unsmooth and like how deep these grooves are on these brakes. So they definitely went out. I can't wait to check the brake pads as well, but yeah, it's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put a new set on there. Okay, so take a 19 millimeter and loosen up the brake caliper. Don't take this one all the way out. First, what you're going to want to do, kind of leave it in there. Grab the back end of a hammer and just kind of pry this caliper off. There we go. Now, remove it. Place it along that upper control arm there. Let it rest. Okay, so that brake's removed. Let's check the brake pad life. Have a mess on my tools. They're getting pretty worn. Let me see where the brake pad life. One of them squeals actually. It's kind of there. I think it still had more life in it, but it was the rotors are definitely warped, so you could feel the grooves along these brake pads. Go ahead and change them out anyway. All right, so now you just need to remove this caliper bracket. I think that's that one's probably, I believe it's an 18. Eighteen millimeters. So this impact wrench isn't strong enough to get it out, so let me use another one. bracket comes out, and we'll change the hardware in a second. And so now we got to take off the actual rotor, and that's pretty simple. It's a T40, no, T30. It comes right off. And yeah, normally I like to take these to get machined, but I actually have to leave to Houston for a wedding in like a couple hours, so I'm just gonna kind of run by quickly to this job. Yeah, I'll keep these later and bring them to O'Reilly's to get machined. I think they're still good actually. They're just very grooved up, so set these aside. Here, take off the old hardware. These anymore, and just give a quick spray down of your caliper bracket. Just clean it off a bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of get some of the old grease off of there. Alright, so I got my front brake pads. They're the Powerstop. Actually, I ordered the Evolution, but they sent me the Extreme, so sure, I'll take them. And I got my rotor, the drilled and slotted rotor. And I want to settle the scores here. But just give some right information. I'm sure there is a lot of right information out there, but let me let you guys know, okay? From the GM service manual for the 2015 Cadillac Escalade, and I think this applies all the way to 2020. If you're ever wondering, listen to these numbers, and I'll put in the description. The front bracket bolts are 230 Newton meters or 170 foot-pounds. Okay, that's pretty darn tight. The rear caliper bracket bolts are 200 Newton meters, 148 foot-pounds. That is pretty tight. The front caliper guide pin bolts are 100 Newton meters, 74 foot-pounds, and the rear caliper guide pin bolts is 52 meters, 38 foot-pounds. All those values are really damn high, so just be aware of that. It's normally not that high on any Lexus SUV, Toyota, Honda, but for the GM trucks, it's pretty darn high. Just keep those in mind, guys. Those are the correct values from the service manual. It cost me $500 to buy the whole set, okay? So these numbers are correct. Just letting you guys know that. Here. That. Go. I'm gonna put a little extra here, here, here. So the brake pad slides freely around. I don't have more grease. I like to be a little bit liberal on grease. That's the way I've always done it, but you can do whatever you want to do. And of course, then from here, we'll put some thread locker. Oops, got some leakage. Place it back on. Grab your torque wrench, 170 foot-pounds. Okay, and then you're going to take your brake pads. There's a different shape from the rear one, but I like to put grease on the back of these. Put grease on the ends so they float freely. Stick it in. Nice. And this rear one is the one with the brake indicator, the thing that makes your brakes squeal when they're running low. It goes up, okay? And it goes to the back. If there's any grease like that, wipe it off. Check the back side of the rotor as well. It's clean. Okay, and the next step is to push this caliper, this stuff back into its back. So you're gonna get the old brake pad or the seat clamp. So you can push the pistons back in. I'm going to push these pistons right back in place. Now, the brake caliper is going to be able to slide freely and over onto the brakes. So let me get my thread locker. Okay, and then you're going to torque these down to 74 foot-pounds. So let me grab the smaller torque wrench. Okay, and that's it. You're done. All you need to do is reinstall the wheel. We'll tighten these down later.